toasted. Here we go. Alright. I'll go get my stuff ready. Time for another swarm retrieval. This lamb right here has been magic. It has so far got about 4 swarms on it. As fun as this is to sit here and watch them, I need to go get ready. That's so weird. Uh-oh, got one in my shirt though. Let me get that one out of my shirt. Got popped yesterday with one in my shirt. So anyway, I'll let you go. I'll let them congregate here while I go get their stuff ready. Later. Okay, it's a pretty good sized swarm. Looks like it's easily 3 pounds. I don't know, possibly more. I'm not that great at gauging weight. But it looks pretty impressive. So, what I'm gonna do is I've got my platform built here. I'm about to get the boxes set up. I'm going to show you, most people who've been beekeeping won't know how to do this, but I'm going to show you how to, whenever you come across a swarm or if one of your hive swarms and goes to a limb that's at a fairly good distance, I mean a short distance from the ground, this is pretty much how I do it. And so maybe this will help somebody out. I really don't know. Maybe it's something you need. But anyway, let me get everything set up and then we'll go from there. All right, I got everything set up. It's just as simple as this. My game plan is to grab the limb, pull them down close to it, and just shake them off, do a big dump. I've got 3 frames on each side. I've given them plenty of cavity in the middle to fall into. I'll get them in there. I'll kind of look around and see if I can possibly see the queen. If I can, I'll catch her with my queen catcher, just to keep her safe while we do this. But most of the time it's difficult to find her. But I'll get them in the box and add some frames and then close it up, and then we'll see how they respond. So this is pretty much how I catch a swarm that's landed on a tree. It's a fairly simple process unless they're really high, but this one, I got lucky with this one. So here we go. Now, I got a lot that went on the ground, so I'm going to be real careful where I'm stepping, up at the front and at the back. So I'm just going to stand on this side for a little bit and look. Wow, that's a lot. Now, some of them will go back up to the limb, simply because her pheromone is still there. I'm gonna look down here and see if I possibly see her. I have to be real careful because she could be one of those that fell on the ground, but far so good. I've got the other 4 frames in, so now they're going to have 3 just foundation frames and 7 drawn out comb frames. I've kind of put them in there sporadically, so they'll go ahead and work on those foundation frames. It's nerve-wracking trying to get everything in there, because if you accidentally kill the queen, if you squish the queen that she's in there, then it's kind of game over, because there's no eggs or anything in there for them to make another queen, and this would turn out to be a laying worker hive. If you don't have a queen, you'd have to hurry and buy one from somebody, or find a a capped queen cell from another hive. And to be honest with you, I'm going to go over to the hive that this came from in a little bit and dissect it and probably split it and keep a couple of queen cells. But I'm going to try to get all these frames smashed together here without killing a bunch of them, and I'll be right back. All right, they're behaving. I've got all 10 frames pushed together. They're behaving, like I was hoping they would. They're staying here, and none of them's going back to the branch. I think that would tell you that the queen is in there somewhere. It's just meticulous trying to push those frames together. Some people just push them and don't worry about squishing some, but I hate to kill any of them, and especially I'd hate to kill the queen. Right now I'm going to get the inner cover put on. I have to be kind of careful here also, but more than likely that queen down in there somewhere. So I usually just start at the back and just do a little slide on. And give them time to get out of the way. Don't rush things. Yes, there's a lot still hanging out here inside. They'll eventually make their way around. Side note, I don't normally have to wear this much garb when you're doing a swarm, because they're usually very laid back, but I've got some hives right over there just within 10 feet. And some girl over there didn't appreciate me working over here on this one, so she just came up and she didn't even give me a warning. She didn't give me a warning bump or two or anything like that. She just came up and hit me square in the forehead and stung me. So I thought, I'm not in the mood to get stung again today, so I just thought I'd put the stuff on. I'm in the shade, so it's not too hot. I'll go ahead and spare you this part of it. This is meticulous also. I will say this, if you've got some in your way, normally they don't much like it, but I usually just kind of blow on them, give them a little, they usually get away from that. Looks like I may have only killed one. I guess that's a casualty, but you can't help. Alright, got the inner cover on. Got a boatload over here. I'm going to give them time to move in, because I don't want to put the outer cover on and squish them. I'll be right back. I didn't have the patience to sit there and wait for them to move, so I just used a little branch and brushed them off. Looks like they're all making their way to the entrance. Right now I'm going to go find a little entrance reducer. I've got some sugar water ready for them. I know the nectar flow is on here where we're at. We got plenty of clover. The privet's about to start blooming. But this swarm came here with no resources. So they didn't have honey stored, didn't have nectar stored. They are here with nothing, and that's why you normally would feed a swarm that you catch, because they come with nothing but themselves. So I'm going to get this one ready. Another thing, I already have my strap under the box. That makes it a little bit easier when you get ready to close her down and move her. So I'll strap this one down, put an entrance reducer on. Later on this evening, I will actually move this hive just about, looks like about 30 yards over in the same apiary. But since they swarmed right here, I have done this numerous times. I'll move them where I want them. And then I go ahead and put a few branches and sticks kind of in front of the hive, so that way tomorrow morning when they get out and they start flying around, they realize, hey, something's different here. You know, or at least this is what the scientists and professionals say. The bee thinks, okay, the branches are in the way, this is a different entrance, exit, I've got to reorient here. And so I've been doing that the past few years. I just move it across the yard, put the branches in front of it for a day or two, and I've never had any trouble with it. After a day or two, I move the branches and they have reoriented and they're good to go where they're at. I can't think of anything else I was gonna say. That was pretty much just how you do a swarm off of a branch. You just wanna make sure you get the queen in there. Sometimes you won't see her anytime soon. In another week or two, I'll open this up and see how they're doing and see if I can find her then. And if there's eggs and brood and stuff like that, then heck, we're good to go and she's in there. If it happens to be a virgin swarm, then I've got to hope that she goes out and gets mated properly and comes back. But that was a fairly large swarm. I'm hoping that it was a mated, fertilized queen already from a hive. So now I'm going to let this one settle in right here, go over to the hive that it came from and dissect it, pull it apart, pull some queen cells out, and I may do a split on it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave questions. I usually get back in a prompt manner. I'm not an expert, I'm not a professional. I'm just a beekeeper that enjoys doing what I do. I hope this helps. Bee Paw out.